things out of control. But we can dance.
Welcome to Great GREYS, your one-stop shop to finding winners from the world of greyhound racing. Host David Shortte is joined by Australia's premier greyhound form students, including Harry Buchanan from the Greyhound Insider, Joe Lanuti from Greyhounds HQ, Neil Brown previewing the Sandown action, Sean Matheson looking at South Australian chasing, and Simon Orchard with the latest in New South Wales chasing.
Good morning and welcome along to Great GREYS on this Thursday, the 31st of August 2023. Hope you're travelling particularly well on this beautiful day here in Perth. Lots of sunshine, very few clouds in the sky, and hopefully plenty of winners to come over the next hour. As we head around the grounds, Harry Buchanan will join us. We'll hear from Jaycin Campbell. Neil Brown looking at Sandown for tonight. Sean Matheson, the latest in South Australia. Simon Orchard for all of the latest in New South Wales. Rounding it out with the Shane Train, looking at the local meetings and the best of his kennel runners over the next little patch. But let's open up as we do each week with Harry Buchanan. Welcome to you, H. How do we find you on this Thursday?
Yes, very good morning, Shorty. Good morning, listeners. And you find me well. A little bit of rain yesterday here in Sydney, quite heavy actually. It's the first bit we've had for a while, so spring is in the air, I think, and it's a good sign too with spring around the corner, because the $1 million chase is starting to heat up, and that's kicking off over the weekend, and Dubbo chiming in, Broken Hill, Taree, so all the good races in New South Wales really starting to get into full swing.
Yeah, we'll be having a chat to Simon Orchard a little bit later on. They've got the Dapto Megastar heats on as well tonight. Some of New South Wales' most talented sprinters will be strutting their stuff throughout the course of this evening. We'll get a tip or two from Simon. 4 heats tonight, the quaddy legs there, races 5 through to 8. 4 heats of the Dapto and Megastar, and some very talented sprinters will be hooning around the track there tonight at Dapto. H, you've had a look at the program this evening. It's Sandown as well as Northam a little bit later on today. What are your thoughts for the Sandown card tonight?
Yeah, just a couple there, Shorty. Actually, just a couple at both. They're both sort of quiet meetings for a Thursday anyway. Race 3 at Sandown, we'll kick it off there. Number 2, Kybale. He's around 250 at the moment with Tab Touch, and that's a bet. He got on the arm last week, and he gave him a drubbing. Nearly 5 lengths to wheel and go at the Meadows. He goes just as well here. He handles all tracks, and he's got that big middle section. He's got a good draw here. The dog in box 1, he's just not stepping at the moment, and neither is my Bonneville in 4. He'll get every possible hope to land there. He'll take a lot of stopping, Kybale. He's a very, very good dog. Very smart customer that should kick us off in style. Go over to race 4. This is for the stayers. Interesting affair, this one. Triumph out in box 8. He's the favourite. But this is 7:15. He's had a couple of cracks at it. And whilst he has won at this track, it was in very slow time. And he has been run down a couple of times behind quarter, I think, when he had another crack there. The last little bit will test him. But he also has to put up with Osprey Athena in the race as well, who can go quick. The 2 dogs on the inside here, My Catalina and Pickled Piper. I lean to My Catalina, around that $4 quote at the moment. A little bit enigmatic, but she's very good. She can cut loose through the middle, and she can stay, this dog. And the dog in 2, Pickled Piper, is worth a little saver at the double figures, because she can stay, this dog. And whilst she got beat last week in very steady time, she's shown in the past behind dogs like Ailey Bale and Minter Frost that she's capable of sort of sticking around with decent dogs. She just needs that right sort of run, because she's a little bit sort of enigmatic and clumsy. But I just think those 2 can stick it to these favourites here and really give them a run for their money. I'm quite happy to stake them both for a result there. And go down to race 7. This will be the best each way play of the night. Number 2, Hamlin Bale. He's around $21 with Tab Touch at the moment. He's got his box here. He can take a little bit to get into the race, but I just think he's going to get the right map. And if he's close, he's a definite top 2 threat. No third dividend. He just needs to land somewhere near them up the back, and he'll certainly be in the finish. Their best bet, Shorty, unfortunately, has been scratched. Big Energy, the former WA dog. So we're going to have to leave that race be, and that'll just be the 3 at Sandown. Race 3, number 2. Race 4, something on the 1, little saver on the 2. And race 7, number 2, and that'll see us out at Sandown.
Very nice. Just touching on that chaser that would have been your best bet on the card tonight, Big Energy, a chaser that started its career across here in WA, really nicely bred type by Aussie Infrared out of Amo Bala. And this dog has really taken all before since heading across to Victoria, showed well above average ability here in WA, has gone across and joined the Jackie Greeno camp and has run some sizzling times across there in Victoria, has emerged as one of the quickest dogs in work right now. Delighted to see the way Big Energy's gone about its work. 20 starts now, 10 wins, 3 seconds, and very exciting dog. I know that Kirsty Moore and a bunch of other WA people involved in this particular chaser, and he's a real up-and-comer.
Yeah, he certainly is. And when he left WA, he wasn't in the best of form either. He got beaten behind Lentil Manelli, Hello on Shrimp, beat him at Mandurah over that short trip, and he had a loss to Elite Machine as well. But since he's landed in Victoria, he's just gone from strength to strength. And as you said, he's got a 28.93 at Sandown, if you don't mind. It's very quick, 29.6 at the Meadows, incredibly last week in the Speed Star. And I said to the boys this morning on the Sports Daily, how often you see two-dog fields find trouble? And that's exactly what he found outside Transponder last week. And after that, he just never really recovered in the run home. So hopefully nothing's amiss with him, but he's certainly running very well at the moment. He's really putting the time on the clock, and not sure what the plans would be, whether he'd head up for a race like $1 million chase or probably prepare for a Melbourne Cup, and he'd be probably an ideal Phoenix slot runner as well. So a lot of options for a dog like that who can run very slick time when he's on the arm.
Yeah, indeed. He comes out. That's still a really good race. Professor Snitch coming off a hot 29.33 win, and a dog that you were keen on the male collection last week goes around here from box number 5. I actually didn't mind his run at all there last Saturday night at the Meadows. Went round in free-for-all company, and it took the very talented Zippy Tesla to defeat Crackerjack Boom. Comes into this race with really significant claims. I'd have thought with Big Energy coming out around that $3 mark for Crackerjack Boom, looks pretty reasonable. If Professor Snitch doesn't quite get it right, Crackerjack Boom's certainly capable of being right there and really hard to hold out late.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a dog that he can lead, but he doesn't have to. He can come from off the arm. And he used to get run down back in the early days, but he's sticking on strongly, much better these days. And obviously Zippy Tesla can run most dogs down when he's charging at them late. But there's a good chance he falls at the top now. It's probably the dog out wide, Head the Charge, who's got an electric turn of foot off the mat. Just could go with him early here, and obviously Professor Snitch in box 1, who came out of a 29.33 win last week when that dog sadly would have missed it he was up against. And she, I should say, drawn in box 1 with nothing outside her now. But yeah, don't worry about Crackerjack Boom. He's a very good dog, this bloke. He doesn't win by a margin. That's a little concern. His last 4 runs, a couple of those margins are 0.1, 0.3, things like that. So I'd probably want about $4 again to get involved with him, and you could get that with the quality in this race tonight, Shorty.
All right, be looking forward to that free-for-all tonight there. Race number 9 at the Sandown. Light on for numbers, but high in quality. Should be an absolute beauty. Let's have a look at this local meeting. And Northam gets underway 5:36 this afternoon. 12-race program. We talked about it yesterday on Coast to Coast. Joe Daly taking a number of runners to this program this evening, and just comes down to how they handle the circuit. A lot of them may have seen it in trials but haven't raced there. From a class perspective, though, the majority of the runners that he does kennel this afternoon into the evening are really well placed here on grade and class. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how they perform.
Yeah, absolutely, Shorty. And as we talked about yesterday, this isn't a track you can sort of just turn up to and make an error at. And possibly the dogs have trial back in the past. I don't think recently going through their calendar runs with the time frames available. But we also see a new sort of addition with Kanji Giant and Zara Zyvan. I doubt they would have seen this track, and it's not really a track you want to take a chance on. In saying that, there is a couple of scratchings that gives them a better chance, especially in race 9. Momentum has come out of that race. So that will give both those dogs their opportunity there. We're going to kick it off in race 2, the Shorty, number 6. I thought this would be very close to favourite Nitro's Ruby, and you're getting $4 plus with Tab Touch. I know her form doesn't scream back me, but she's been racing in better company than this. We go right back to Wolfman and Soul Survivor, Kenny Keeping last start. If she pounces on the arm here, they'll never catch her. She goes around very well at this circuit, 7 starts with 2 wins and 3 placings, and she just has to get the start right. If she does, like I said, it will be over. So we'll kick it off with her in race 2. Go down to race 4. Yeah, I'm sticking with dogs that have seen the track here. The dog in box 1, Roadrunner, this is his last chance. He will lead, and there is absolutely no excuse here. I know the last bit test, but again, I'm pretty strong on form lines, and warm regards. I'm upstairs, who won the final there the other day, going back to refer to Trader and Polygon Manelli. This dog has absolutely been competitive in those races. This is winnable. It should get away, and it'll be very hard to catch. Main lead, Chaz Dandel up cross. We love May, and she'll have this one ready. It's the danger, and it's a big price too. Don't dismiss it. I just think this market's wrong. We hooked and love her at 260. Another dog who probably hasn't seen the circuit here, so you'll be taking short odds for a very risky reason there. And I'm pretty keen to team up with the dogs that have seen the track in 1 and 4. We'll finish it off again with race number 5. Another runner from the Shane Beard, Kennel Bracton. Now, I was very keen. I was going to make this the best bet today until 41 Flash got a run in the box 6 here with Joe Daly scratching a moment with hope. She can step the 9. That's a concern, but so can the 5. Whoever beats who out is obviously going to get the clearer run. If the 5 does step, he's got a low 17 with this dog, and they won't get him. Just needs to find the top. Couple there to offset a few tricky boxes today, Shorty. Race 2, number 6. Race 4, numbers 1 and 4, back and both. They can both roll that favourite. Race 5, number 5, at Bracton at Northern this evening.
Beautiful. The thoughts of Harry Buchanan for tonight there at Sandown, as well as this evening there at Northam. Some good chasing to look forward to over the upcoming weekend locally as well, H. There on Saturday night, we've got heats of the Spring Gift at listed level. Just the 2 heats that they're high on for quality. Having a look at the Tab Touch markets up nice and early for Saturday night. In the first of the heats, Solidified is our $3.40 favourite, opened at $4.60, so there's been very strong support for Solidified early. West on Odie draws in box number 1, generally likes to use a little bit of the track. That'll be the challenge early for Solidified and West on Odie. $3.40 out to $3.60 Odie. Pudding Manelli was a good winner last week, got that run up along the inside late to defeat West on Odie. It's a $6.50 chance out from 6. Nangar Chief 6 to 7. Runaway to Mars 5.50 to 7. Honestly 2 7 to 8. Granite Song 13, as big as 15, now into 12. Big price about a very consistent dog at this level. And Supercharged 21 out to $26. Very open first leg of the Spring Gift, and exactly what happens early with West on Odie potentially wanting to get up the track a little bit. Solidified there on its outside. Honestly 2 in box number 3 can show very good early pace. There'll be some sparks flying up along the inside division there if they happen to find each other a little bit. Dogs like Granite Song, Nangar Chief, Pudding Manelli would get an opportunity to work into this race.
They certainly could, but while all those sparks are flying, the one that can sweep right around them early is Runaway to Mars. And I can tell you right now, I'm already going to be chips in on the male collection tomorrow. I like this dog. I like him a lot. And I just think he's got the best draw here. Supercharged, Pudding Manelli won't bother him early, as we know. As you touched on there, West on Odie can cause problems, and so can Honestly too, who can run a nice straight to sort of to middle line, and it could get very, very messy here. He was super off box 1 the other week. I have no issues with box 8. He can go really quick to the first turn. He's the dog to be on at a good price there, Shorty, in the first heat.
All right, out to $7, punters. So if you're agreeing with Harry, it might be a good time to have an early bet with the team at Tab Touch. And the second of the Spring Gift heats, Electrified, heads up betting here as a $1.90 chance, hasn't moved. Dandelup Blazer at $5, Lentil Manelli 6 into $5.50, Hinto $8, Quick Smart $8, Kachu is at $13, Redhead Rider $26, and Rumblin' Moment a $34 chance. Electrified, when these races have been on over the last 18 months, traditionally Electrified's been the dog that's just stepped up and won them. Track and Distance stats, 32 starts, 21 wins and 8 placings tell you all you need to know about how consistent and reliable Electrified is in these sorts of races.
Absolutely no doubt about that at all, and he will be the dog to beat, but he will have dogs like Gentle Up Blazer, Redhead Rider, Rumbling Moment going very quick down to the first turn, and he has shown in the past that when there's dogs on the outside and crowding him up, he can sort of drift off a little bit. The dog in box 3, if they keep betting an each way price just a little bit better, it'll be the Uncle Tetsu each way Certainty of the Century Hinto. He gets the map of a lifetime here. There is not a chance this dog misses the place with a clear run. Electrified will clear him early, as will Gentle Up Blazer. I've got no concerns about Kachu at all. This dog's airborne, Shorty, and he just needs a first turn run in a spot. They'll never stop him hitting the frame, and he can absolutely win the race with the right run. Chips in responsibly, of course, but yeah, he's a great each-way bet, one of the best I've seen in a while.
Yeah, he's certainly, from a place perspective, placed 4 of the last 5, and some of those runs he's found himself in awful positions through that first corner and still found a way to hit the frame.
Yep.
So he's been charging late. One of these nights he will get the opportunity to sit that little bit handier, and if that is this Saturday night, then one thing you can guarantee he'll be absolutely pelting to the line late. He probably deserves to win one of these sorts of races, given just how consistent and reliable he has been in recent weeks. It may well be there on Saturday night. All of that, plus we've got some great middle distance races. Corborn Roses looks well placed to step up to 7.15 there on Saturday night, minus a few of the other stayers of the minute. I thought Popomono was the potential danger there, but looked a really good opportunity for Corborn Roses to return to the winners list there. We get to see King Tommy dropping back in distance to the 600 metres on Saturday night. It's another stellar card. It'll all be covered tomorrow morning here on TAB Radio on Chasing Winners. And then tomorrow afternoon, it is, of course, the male collection where we have a look at the Meadows Saturday night, Wentworth Park Saturday night, Cannington Friday and Saturday. We've got the best novelty plays, the best quaddies, all the kennel mail, the very best of the weekend. It's all there on the male collection each and every Friday afternoon. Tune in from 4:30 across all of our Twitter channels. H, as always, great catching up with you on this Thursday morning. We'll hear from you tomorrow morning, 6:30, right here on TAB Radio on the Sports Daily with Digby and Tim.
Look forward to talking tomorrow, Shorty. Good luck, punters, tonight. See you soon, mate.
There we have it. Harry Buchanan joining us to kick off a great Greys on this Thursday morning, where it's now 18 minutes after 10. Not too much from a race perspective between now and 11 o'clock. Our one race for broadcast comes up at Horn Hill. 31 minutes from now, it is a Cutis Maiden Plate over the 1,000 metres. Foursome, our current $2.20 favourite on the fixed odds. It's been easy to back out from $1.85. Canelander $4.40 to $4.80. It's been money for Spring's Gift, 7 into $4.80. Risked It has also been back, 12 into 7. Our Berlinetta $8.50 to 12. Unpunished 10 to 16. Belixia 12 to 18. Mo Scale 20 to 26. Champagne Tilly 41 and firm, and the outsider of the field with a big drift, Razzo 41 out to $126. But at this stage, Spring's Gift 7 into $4.80 and Risked It 12 into 7. Both very nicely backed for the first there at Home Hill. Comes up at 10:50 this morning here on TAB Radio. Time though now to catch up with Jaycin Campbell. Have a look at all the chasing up there in Queensland, as well as a couple around the grounds. Welcome to you, Jace. Nice to be catching up on this Thursday. How's everything going in your world?
Yeah, sure is, Shorty. Very well, mate. How are you?
Yeah, going beautifully, thanks, mate. What did you make of the Nationals there on Saturday night?
Yeah, very competitive. The distance race I thought was an absolute cracker. Palau, I think, was ridiculously huge. Could have won by a lot further had he got a bit of luck down the back straight. And then, a few good runs in behind there from Zohar Bale. Days of Thunder was pretty good. And the Tasmanian sort of surprised me to some degree. It was very, very strong past Minardi. And then, obviously, Harry was absolutely spot on with Sage Sunil, and the WA became another sprint fight. I think that was 3 of the last 4, I think, I've seen.
Yeah, correct. Yes, we've had a really rich history when it comes to the Nationals and running hot in recent years. So big result for Cody Charles there, and all the WA very proud of the performance of Sage to nil. It's been a phenomenal rise to fame over the last 8 weeks. Sort of went from country grade style of racing at Northam and just kept on raising the bar each run, and of course culminating in Group 1 success there on Saturday night in the National Sprint Championship final. Absolutely superb. And we talk a fair bit of Queensland chasing with you. I thought the performance, final ever racetrack appearance of Days of Thunder, the White Wonder greyhound that has just been an absolute pleasure to watch throughout the course of her career, getting back and flashing home, gorgeous white chaser and huge motor. And I thought that as a farewell run at Group 1 level to be placed behind some of the best stayers in Australia, charging home to the line as she so often did throughout the course of her career, was a wonderful exclamation mark on what's been a tremendous career. She's now off to become a mum, and looking forward to hopefully seeing some very smart white pups that she delivers in the upcoming years.
Yeah, no, she's been an absolute terrific little bitch, only little 24-kilo Fernando Bale bitch, and just a testament to Fernando Bale once again. He's got another good one. And yeah, as you said, couldn't have asked to go out on a better note. For a gleaming second there, I thought she was going to trounce them all. She was making a nice run down the back, but the winner was well deserved. If he didn't win, it would have been one of the stiffest beats you've seen all year.
Indeed. It was a great night, and always a highlight each and every year, the National Championships. Well done to all the team across there in Victoria. By all reports, everyone I've spoken to had a wonderful time and said it was incredibly professionally run and a great opportunity for our industry members to catch up and certainly go through the future of the sport, trade notes and continue to improve. Jace, let's get into the winner file and see if we can't look after the listeners today with a few. Been seeing them well on a Thursday night for us. Let's get involved at Albion Park tonight. Where are we having a bet?
Yeah, there's 11 races at Albion Park tonight, kicking off at 4:47 local time for listeners, 6:47 in Queensland. 2 heats of the Molly Campbell Silver Dollars. So this is for the youngsters, plenty of nice young dogs going around Albion Park, and potentially we might see the next Bears Bullet or Days of Thunder come through this series, and we might be talking about one of these dogs in 12 months' time. Be starting off in race number 3. I'm happy to play the red box here, Teddy Box, to be boxed in the red box. There we go, that tongue twister to start the day. There's plenty of speed in this race. The 2 Swish, 3 Booming Boo Boo, and 4 Comical Cindy, they can really hum out of the boxes and get down to that 5:55, 5:50, which is quite a sharp first section for 5th grade company. I think there's got to be a bit of jostling at the front here. All those 3 dogs that I just mentioned, they need to find the arm to produce their best, which is the case for most dogs. While Teddy Box, he hasn't had a lot of experience at this distance. I think he's been crying out for this step up in distance. And we've seen recently with Tom Zavalis, he's a very good man with a dog, and he's got a few really outside of the box ideas of his dogs. I've seen him step them up and trip really quickly and get good results. I think $5 is a very fair price. And also just a slight maybe saver on the 7, Jamari Willow. She's a very strong bitch. Can't really map where she's going to get to here, but if she gets close enough, she's certainly strong enough to run over a race like this. But main play in this race, number 1, Teddy Box.
All right, Teddy Box, the master taking on the apprentice there with Tommy Zavalis with Teddy Box, and Jetta Cutlick with Swish the favourite in the race. So no doubt there'll be a bit of friendly banter between that duo on their way to the boxes tonight there for race number 3. Moving on deeper into the card for the next year plays. Yeah,
penultimate race here, race 10, playing number 8 here, Lady Charm. She's already been a savage drifter in betting. I think I know why. She isn't the most genuine chaser, and she doesn't have the greatest setup for this race. So I'm going into it knowing what I'm getting myself into, which is not great. But I just think she's going to be able to sprint sharp enough fresh. And if she finds the front, she won't. I don't think they'll catch her. Simple as that. She's very, very, very quick. She just has a mind of her own. I think that is pretty evident when you look at her career record. She's had 44 starts for 8 wins and only 6 placings. I don't want to say she drinks milk or anything like that, but she needs things her own way. I think she finds a race with a lack of speed in it, and I think Box 8 is perfect for her. Albion Park, nice roomy track. Box 8 isn't the worst box there. I think she can zoom across this field. If she finds the arm, she could run anything this bit. She has gone 24.80 at Ipswich, which is a really sharp run over the 4:31. I'm just praying she finds the arm. I expect her to keep drifting. I know why she's drifting, and she might start $5-6, but I think at that price she's worthy a little play. So race 10, number 8, Lady Charm.
All right, and it sounds like your thinking is around her finding the arm here. It's in a race without much burn. It's all duck or no dinner effectively. It sounds like a straight out bet. Lady Charm to find the arm and run time, or to not maybe go at its best. But she's not the only canine going around that does its best work up front on the arm. Lady Charm sounds like the floss tonight. Hopefully she can zoom across the face of the field, get to the top, and we may well see the best of her in that capacity this evening. And race number 11, a grade 5 over the 5:20 to round it out.
Yeah, Cincinnati Hope. She dropped back to Masters Company last week, and she was good to us. She absolutely speared the lids and almost had a heart attack when one of the dogs kicked up inside her. I'm thinking, gee, she's coming out way too good here not to lead with a preparation at 3:31 under her belt. Thinking, geez, if she don't lead, I might be stuffed. But she was quite strong. Obviously, late in the piece, she was quite weak, but nice and fresh at the 5:20. I really liked it. Obviously, this could be a potential second up syndrome spot here, but she just finds a race full of just really slow dogs early. I think she'll find the front once again. Iconic Insider, he walks out, as does Climb the Rainbow. Call Me Buster was a complete and utter moral beat behind her last week, but he's one of those dogs. He's a flashing light runner, and he had a run over 600 metres on Monday. So I don't think they're coming into this race trying to win it, because if you're having a 600 on Monday back to a box 5:20 on Thursday, I just can't see how he's going to be fresh enough to even get anywhere near her early in the piece. Obviously, he'll charge home late, but I think we're going to have 10 lengths on him really down the back straight. And from there, I think Cincinnati Hope can easily get her time down to 30 and 20 or 30 and 30. So I think she is by far and away the best bet on a pretty tough ride at Albion Park.
All right, so race 3, number 1, Teddy Box. Race 10, number 8, Lady Charm. Race 11, number 2, Cincinnati Hope. If you're playing into that race, the dog that Jace just touched on, Call Me Buster, looms as a lovely dog to anchor up into your trifectas and first fours. Jace has just nailed it. This dog is potentially going to be quite dour in the race, but one thing you can bank on, over the last 150 metres of this race, Call Me Buster will be absolutely charging to the line. And I guess our hope is that Cincinnati Hope will be the dog up there spreading the field open a little bit, and I personally will be playing with Call Me Buster hard into second and third trifectas in this race to fill a hole charging home. Hopefully something rough in between them can jack it up to a nice dividend for us there in race number 11 tonight, with Cincinnati Hope getting the job done. We head across to South Australia tonight. You got one for us there?
Yeah, Tasmanian Raid at South Australia, at Angle Park tonight. Ben Ungland, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, so sorry if he's listening. But he heads to Tasmania. He heads to Adelaide from Tasmania, and he brings 2 dogs, Winburn Dozer and Winburn Honey. One's a male, one's a female. And that is, in my opinion, for the upcoming South Australian Derby in Oaks, which is next week at Group 3 level for the youngsters. And I'm playing the more credentialed runner, race 5, number 1, Winburn Honey. She has terrific form on the board for a grade 5 at Angle Park. No disrespect to any of these runners, but her last 2 runs at Launceston, she's run second to Raiders Guide, and that dog is one of the fastest dogs coming out of Tasmania. He was obviously in the Nationals on Saturday night. He had no hope in that race, unfortunately. He just bumped into far superior dogs and was drawn awfully. But yeah, she's run terrific races behind him, even taking ground off him at some in her last race, running the PB in 29.60. Box 1, I don't know if she necessarily wants box 1, but I think while Ada, box 2 and box 3 both want to use the track. Zipping Digby in box 4, he walks out and he wants the rails, so he might potentially get on her bottom down the back, but at the same time, I think she wants 600, and she might get that very shortly. So I think, yeah, she brings that last couple of runs over from Launceston to Angle Park. She should be absolutely bolting in this race.
Love it. $2.60 on the fixed odds as well. Punters with Tab Touch, Winburn Honey, the Tasmanian, to head across to South Australia tonight and make a splash. Race 5 at number 1. And we'll round it out 1 for Ipswich tomorrow.
Yeah, one of my plays, guess Kennel Mail if you want to call it that. Race 7, number 1, Ipswich Torrento Breeze. She's been jumping really well recently. I've been really happy with the way she's been going with new trainer Stephen Neary. She likes the 4:31 here at Ipswich. Bit of a tricky start, but box 1 certainly is very helpful. She's just brilliantly here. Drops slightly back in grade, 4th and 5th grade, so she's bumped up with a few 5th graders in this race. Box 2, it walks out. Box 3 wants to run off the track. I think she's got to get a lovely run, really. It's that first corner. She leads. I can't see her getting run down. She's very strong. I'm not sure what price she'll go up, but if she's not favourite, I'd be completely shocked. I think anything over 6 to 4 is a great bet, personally. I think she'll be very hard to beat.
Love it. All right, there we have it, punters. Ipswich, make sure you jot it down and get something on tomorrow. Race 7, number 1, Sorrento Breeze. Beautifully done, Jace. Appreciate your time as always here on Great Greys. Many winners to you. Look forward to our chat next week.
Thanks, Shorty. Take care, mate.
There we have it, Jaycin Campbell joining us here on Great Greys. Well, it's now 29 minutes away from 11 o'clock. We got the first there up in Queensland at Home Hill Punters and Foursome. $2.20 favourite there, out from the 185. Canelander 440 to 480. Springs Gift 7 to 480 and Wrist at 12 into 7. Very similar to when we mentioned that some 10 minutes ago. Time now to catch up with a man that was no doubt very, very busy last week with the Nationals in town. He's seen plenty of them on the way through, and he's now seen WA take out 3 of the last 4 National Sprint Championships. Welcome to you, Neil Brown. That was some performance from the West Aussie Sage to Neil there at the Meadows on Saturday night. How was Nationals week?
It was fantastic, David, and great result, as you say, 3 of the last 4 to the Western Australians, and they were up and about, I can tell you. Very excited, and just a wonderful backstory for this greyhound, isn't it? It just shows what our game's all about, and well-deserved win in a pretty classy field to knock off a couple of those greyhounds, and she was mighty, and I love a wild card, as you know, David, so I was quite happy to see Palawa King salute over the distance and rewarded for his high-class racing right through the year, and to get the wild card in and was too good for the New South Welshman, made it 2 on end for the distance. But we had a great week, spectacular night Friday, David Simonetti production, which his daughter was just superb, sang 3 or 4 numbers, but a great night all round, and had a tremendous time. Even got a few dollars out at Hillsville on Saturday morning, David. So that made it a nice start to the punting day on Saturday.
Absolutely. It's a good way to start your Saturday, and of course plenty more opportunities as the day went on with the Nationals there at Meadows. Brownie, to everyone across there in Victoria, everybody I've spoken to that was across said it was incredibly professional and very enjoyable a few days across there. Of course, they had the symposium, and we've talked about it. I may be biased, I don't know, but Nationals is just a really special series that we have in greyhound racing that's unique to our code. I think it's incredibly important that we maintain our love and support for this series. It's a chance for industry to catch up, be it greyhounds as pets, be it the stewards, be it the administrators, the industry themselves. It's so very important for everybody to maintain their working relationships, to learn off each other and to help moving the industry forward.
Yes, couldn't agree with you more, David, and you know how I feel about it. It's a very special time. I really love the concept of it, and I enjoy the week. I catch up with so many people from around Australia that are good friends of mine from over many years. So it's a concept I don't think it'll ever lose its place, regardless of prize money levels or whatever. It's just special and unique, and we've got to continue it because it's good for the industry Australia-wide.
Yeah, love it. Absolutely love it. All right, Brownie, let's get back down to business, see if we can't look after the listeners with some action tonight there at Sandown. We'll get your thoughts for the early quaddie, the quaddie, and your best bet.
Yeah, not an easy card, David. Going to the main quaddie tonight, race number 5. It's a 1 to 6 wins here over the 595 restricted win. I've got Black Spartacus on top, but I think the punters have rallied for the red Flying Redeemer, which I think you've got to include in the quaddie. I'm going 2-1-8. Black Spartacus, you're probably the best here for mine of the heat winners. He can come out on occasion with that early pace, and I do like the dogs drawn inside. But Flying Redeemer, certainly a nice draw here, is a little slow out, but could posse up in this field. And I think Tigger Intention might be down in class a little bit for this, and certainly a chance in this company tonight with a bit of luck in running. So 2-1-8 in the first leg of the quaddy, race number 5. We go with the 5.55 with a grade 5 in race number 6. A pretty short price favourite here. I have tipped it on top from the Jason Thompson Kennel Tim Zoo. Very short though at $1.55. Had the 4-country start for 3 wins, best of the night on 3 occasions, on a couple of those occasions, and I think it looks probably the dog to beat from the nice draw in 2. Going to take 4 and 6 in the quaddy. One's Obsession, led all the way. In his last 2 starts at the Narrows was pretty comfortable wins there, and Dinah's Own is the other one I'm going to take from box number 6. Bit of an awkward draw, but his last 2 here has been pretty impressive, so I'm going to include him into the quaddy 2, 4, 6. In the third leg of the quaddy, we've got another grade 5 over the 5.50, 5.15, and I'm taking 1, 4 and 8. I've got 90 Mile Gold from the nice draw. It's probably the best one of these chances here. In a very even field, has won a couple, one off the red here at Sandown. Cheeky Wink from the 4, won well at Geelong, beat Dundee Smoky on that occasion. So she has a solid record here of 5 wins on the track and distance. And number 8, Shadow Secret, gets back, but will need a little bit of luck, but has plenty of ability. 1, 4 and 8 in the third leg. Coming home with another grade 5 over the 5.15. And I went 8, 6 and 2. We got the Greyhound from New South Wales having its first start on the track. Lend Me Dad. Pretty classy form from New South Wales. It's a free-for-aller up there at Wentworth Park. It's won numerous races and drops into a grade 5 tonight, first up here. And has won from outside draws and has won at Wendy in the best of the night. So I think it might have a bit on these. Earl Bale from the 6 has some early spurts in form. Won 3 of his last 4. And Ike Bale from box number 2 is a good beginner, well drawn, and has won here in 29.36, real honest type. So 8, 6 and 2, pretty keen about Lend Me Dad dropping in grade a little bit for this race tonight. The early quad, I'm taking 1, 2 and 6 in the first leg. Got Cuthbert Bins on top. Gamachi I've got on top, 8, 1 and 5. I'm going to take in race number 2. Kaya Bale, I think, is my best bet of the night. 2, 4 and 8, going to take in the third leg. And Triumph over the distance in the distance race tonight. Race number 4, 8, 7 and 1. I'm taking in that early quad. My best bet is in race 3, showing about 2.35 on the corporates at the moment. Race 3, number 2, very honest greyhound, really runs a bad race. Number 2, Kaya Bale, pretty impressive win on Saturday night at the Meadows. You've got slow beginners in 1 and 4 and an empty box as well. I think he might be able to lead and be hard to haul in. Kaya Bale, very consistent performer at this level. So he's our best bet. Race 3, number 2, and as I say, I am keen about race 8, number 8, Lend Me Dad. I think it can get home tonight. So good luck and good punting at Sandown tonight, David.
Magnificent work from you, Brownie. Appreciate it. As always, we'll catch up again next Thursday. Till then, many winners.
Good on you, David. Thanks, mate.
There we have it. Neil Brown joining us this morning on Great Greys. It's now 22 minutes away from 11 o'clock. Our next race for broadcast coming up there at Home Hill. Race number 1, 10 minutes away now. Foursome at 2.30. Springs Gift 4.20. Canelander 4.80. Risked it at a $7 quote. Money for the horses on the second and fourth line there. Springs Gift 7 into 4.20. Risked it 12 into 7. The favourite Foursome has drifted from 185 out to that $2.30 quote, and Canelander 4.40 out to 4.80. All other runners $13 and upwards. The first there over the 1,000 metres, it's the Barramundi Country Cutest Maiden Plate over the 1,000 metres at Home Hill 10 minutes from now. Time though to catch up with Sean Matheson to talk all things South Australian greyhound racing on this Thursday morning. Welcome to the program, Sean. How's everything going over there in SA?
Yeah, terrific, David. Yeah, great to be on the show with you today. Really looking forward to our 12-race program tonight, highlighted by Kings and Queens feature final. And, you know, we're only next week away from skating into our Group 3 heats of the SA Oaks and SA Derby, which really ramps up into the match race and heading towards the Group 1 Adelaide Cup. So such an exciting period in SA at the moment.
Big time. And a couple of highlights. You got a couple of Tasmanian visitors in the build-up to potentially the Oaks and Derby. And last week, I must say, it brought a smile to my face to see a fantastic greyhound in Fantastic Radley back into the winners list last week and win a 35 of 63 with a further 18 placings. Been an absolute star stayer over there in South Australia for a really long period of time. And to see this dog back winning over the sprint trip last week was absolutely superb. It's been a tremendous campaigner.
Yeah, most definitely. Super surprising how much early speed he showed last week, the old boy. But, yeah, terrific to see him in winning form and, you know, everyone's still looking forward to him stepping back up to trip where we know Zipping Neutron's waiting for him. And we're getting a few other nice stayers around. So they ebb and flow a little bit, stayers. And I think we're coming into a good period of a number of these high-class stayers competing against each other for a number of weeks. And so, really looking forward to, again, what he can produce tonight. And as you mentioned, David, a couple of Westburn dogs across from Tasmania having a look at the track before the heats of the Oaks and Derby next week. So really important these dogs have a bit of a look and see how they go about it. We've had a couple of trials earlier in the week with dogs coming across, and I think the Britons might be looking at bringing some across to trial as well. So you're really heating up for next week, but tonight's program's outstanding, so really looking forward to that.
All right, let's see if we can't find a few winners for the listeners. Who do you like, Sean?
Okay, well, I am going to go against Fantastic Radley as one of the better bets in race 6, and I'm going to go with Basil Brush Rose out of the 1. He should be getting used to box 1. He's drawn at 4 out of 5, but he does have a tendency to miss the kick, and that's the only concern here. He's been running against much stronger opposition. 3 runs ago, he was in the state final of the national sprint, beaten by Ravers Army. A good third 2 runs ago, and again a nice 4th last start behind Springvale Roxy. This is somewhat of a drop back in class. I just think that the run, even if he misses it a little bit, will be there for him late in the piece. The 3 O'Louise wants to get up the track, and the 5 Dazzling Cruiser wants to get down, and Radley has drawn in between them, and I just can't see him beginning as well as he did last week, so I think he's a slight risk tonight. So that's why I'm leaning towards Basil Brush Rose at the 370. He is going to need a touch of luck late in the piece, but these are the types of races he wins. So, hopefully he's close enough, and at the 370, that'll be a good price.
All righty, yeah, you need only go back that run 4 starts ago behind Could Be King, beaten and touched under 4 lengths, 30 and 62. That's a time reference that would see Basil Brush Rose very hard to hold out in a race like this. On to the second of your plays tonight there at Angle Park, Sean.
The second of the plays does come up in our feature final, and it is race 8, the Kings and Queens final, and it's number 3, Fiorano. I looked at this race a number of times, David, and Fiorano is the race favourite at $2.05, but we know the quality of the field that includes the likes of Could Be King and Finish Jewel, who'll be very hard to beat. But I just have a feeling Fiorano is a dog that can come out in 5:20, 5:30. It showed that 3 runs ago. And coming out in that time, he either leads or he sits on the lead. And the other dogs will need a touch of luck coming from behind him. And he's shown he's very strong. He was a very strong heat winner in 30.52. So if he's up on speed and he's running 30.50, the other dogs just won't be able to catch him. And I think he's been beginning really well. So I trust that that's going to, again, happen tonight. And I think at the $2.05, you wouldn't want to see him too much shorter than that. But I do think at even money, that's definitely worth a play.
Okay, race 8, number 3, Fiorano for Brenda Oakey to take out the feature tonight there at Angle Park. And the third of your plays?
The third, it's another best bet, David, and it's in race 10, and it's number 3, Zipping Kit Kat. She's quoted at $2.45. Again, the race favourite for this. These were heats. Sorry, this is a final from heats that were run on Saturday morning. And Zipping Kit Kat was first up in SA with handy New South Wales form, but was really impressive from box 2, particularly through the middle stage of the race, really stretched out well and put pay to the opposition mid-race and had the race shot to bits, turning for home. 31.23 on the back of an okay beginning. I think the dog can come out a bit quicker than that. Does want to get to the rail, and there's not a lot of speed on her inside. So I think she just jumps to the rail, showed she's got really good mid-race. So I don't think it matters if she gets crossed. I think she'll just be too strong at the end.
Like it. Race 6, number 1, Basil Brushed Rose to use that inside draw, punch up and be strong late. Race 8, number 3, Fiorano to be up on top of the speed and hard to stack in the former New South Wales chaser. Race 10, number 3, Zipping Kit Kat, hard to beat later into the program. Gawler Friday, Murray Bridge Sunday. Something for the listeners there, Sean? Okay,
something for the listeners. So Gawler tomorrow, we're going to go with race 8, number 4, Shan's Jinx. She will be double-figure odds for the listeners. She is probably more of a 600-metre dog, but 2 of her last 3 runs, she's been placed over 500, and she wasn't a bad running 6th on a Thursday night over the 595. This is not an overly strong 531-metre race, and she's going to be back in the field, but even the dogs that will be up on speed are not... they're not going to go sub 31 seconds here at Gawler. They're going to go 31.3, 31.4 probably. So she's going to get her chance with a little bit of clear running late to run over the top of them, and I think she's going to be double-figure odds. And with 3 dividends in the race, she's definitely going to be hard to hold out, and I reckon she's going to be value.
Race 8, number 4, Shan's Jinx, a lovely each-way play tomorrow at Gawler, and rounding it out, Murray Bridge on Sunday.
Rounding it out, so Murray Bridge on Sunday. We'll go race 6, number 8, Rockamador. Has won 2 of 4 starts from box 8. Was a good third last start at the bridge. The dog that ran second is in this race, but it's drawn the middle, Gossamer. So Rockamador's drawn a lot better, and I think can definitely turn the tables. Not an overly strong race outside of those 2. So I definitely think Rockamador will be favourite, but I think it'll be winning.
Love it. Race 8, number 4, Shan's Jinx Friday, and on Sunday, Murray Bridge, race 6, number 8, Rockamador. Beautifully done, Sean. I love your work as always. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a tremendous night there trackside this evening at Angle Park, and we'll catch up with you again next week having a look at the Oaks and Derby heats.
Yeah, David, really looking forward to it. Great time for racing in SA.
You're listening to Great Greys on Tab Radio.
Well, we're catching up with Simon Orchard as we touched on. It is all happening in New South Wales Greyhound Racing. Just recapping, Simon, those 2 best bets for Saturday night there at Wendy Park.
Yeah, race 8, number 6, Copious, Shorty, 29.97 second last week. I reckon going to run pretty well on Saturday in some easier races. Race 8, number 6, Copious, and then race 9, number 4, Fascinate Mel. As I mentioned, finds a mixed 3rd, 4th grade race for the first time since Feb. Has been in free-for-all and non-graded class for the entirety of the year. We'll really appreciate the drop in class. Beaten by Embrace last week as a Group 1 winner and goes around in the Megastar heat tonight. So 8-6 Copious, 9-4 Fascinate Mel. If you can't find a good race over the next couple of days around New South Wales, you're not trying hard enough, Shorty. It's all happening for the $1 million chase.
That is the truth, Simon, and we'll absolutely be keeping an eye on that meeting there. Broken Hill's not normally a venue I do look at too closely, but I'll be keeping a very close watch on that particular meeting with the $1 million chase action up and coming. It's a wonderful event each and every year in greyhound racing, and you get to see some of the stars of the sport heading out to some of the outback regions, and it really is a highlight for those local communities. So love this series and can't wait for it to roll out over the upcoming weeks. Simon Orchard will keep us up to speed with all of it. Thank you so much, Simon, as always, for your time. Have a ripper weekend and look forward to our chat next week.
Sounds good. Hooroo, mate.
All right, it sounds like we might be waiting on the carrier pigeons to get the numbers through there from the first at Home Hill. Let's round it out with a chat to one of our favourites here on the program. The Shane Train Williams joins us on this Thursday. Welcome to you, Train. How do we find you today?
Shorty at trials, putting a few through their paces, but so took out a few minutes to have a chat with you, mate. Looking forward to the weekend's programs. Appreciate that, as do the listeners. Let's see if we can't find them a few winners. We're off to Northam later on today. Cannington Friday, Cannington Saturday. Share with us your thoughts for those 3 meetings. Yeah, going to kick it off Cannington tonight, Shorty. Race 10, number 1, Daft Jack. Not sure if these dogs that Joe Daly's have trialled at Northam, but he's a bit of an experienced campaigner. Shorty, he's been around a bit, and he'd probably be able to get the job done there without a look. So race 10, number 1, Daft Jack. Then we'll go over to race 11, number 3, Bazinga Boy. Shorty, this dog won on Monday And the favourite in the race, I'm Upstairs, won as well. They both run similar times, but the Zinger Boy done it from 8. He had to do it hard, and he's got that good early speed. So I think one's $1.90 and one's $8. So I'm happy to play Bazinga Boy each way there. Race 11, number 3, Bazinga Boy, for tonight's Northern program, Shorty.
All right, so 10, 1, 11, 3 for tonight there at Northern. On to Cannington Friday?
Yeah, Cannington Friday. Kick it off with one of my good mates there, Eric Campana, race 5, number 1, Sunnyside Boy. A dog that just had that one run back last week from a bit of a let-up, didn't get much luck, goes into the 1. He's got a very good record from box 1, and he has run 21.7, that sort of range in the time frame there, Shorty. So we'll kick it off there, Sunnyside Boy. And then a dog that's really well drawn, Shorty, race 7, number 8, Watch Me, trained by Sean Kavanagh. Loves it out in the Fairy Floss and drops back to the 275. I think this race really suits. So the 2 on Friday, Shorty, 5, 1 and 7, 8.
5, 1, 7, 8. On to Saturday night, Cannington. This is a really good program.
Yeah, nice program, Shorty. Some good heats of the Spring Gift, and there's plenty of chances in them heats as well. But I'm going to lean to one of them first. Race 5, number 8, Lentil Manelli. Now, this is a dog, punters, that has to lead. If it doesn't lead, you can tear your ticket up, basically. But it's just got the dog in 7, Rumbling Moment, who's a mad fence crasher. And there's also Cossy's dog in 3 or 4 has got speed. So I'm just hoping it gets swished down the outside, Shorty, because she's a very fast dog when she can find the bunny. We've seen her run 29.50. But she does need to lead. If she doesn't lead, she's not a winning chance. So I just think the draw there gives her plenty of room to swish down the outside, Lentil Manelli. And race 11, number 2, Shorty, Flying 3D, it just looks really well placed for mine. It's dropping back in grade, back to provincial company, back in distance. Just looks a class above these. I think I've seen 190. I think that's a pretty good price, Shorty. That'll be my best for the weekend, Flying Frida. So 5, 8 and 11, 2 on Saturday, mate.
Very nice indeed. And the best of the kennel?
Best of the kennel, Shorty. Stevie Manelli's on Saturday night. She's race 8, number 4. I just want to see her bring a Northern form to Cannington. The last 2 runs have been outstanding at Northern, but I just want to see her do that at Cannington. She's up to 600. To me, she's been screaming out for that trip, so I'm interested to see her go around. She's around about $6, so she's a good each-way play. And then Monday at Northern, Shorty, I'm taking 2 up. Race 8, number 8, Jamie Keeping. Although the draw's not ideal, she's racing really well in tougher company. She has won a heat of the Mandra Oaks up in Northam in fast time, so she does like the place. And she'd be my best for the weekend. But also, Shorty, just a little wrap for me old mate, Rip and Tomahawk. He's in race 10, number 1. He's having his 100th start, so it'd be great to see him get a victory up there at his 100th start. He's been a stalwart for our kennel.
Absolutely, and he's a dog that's just recently got back from Darwin, did really well for you up there. He's been a grand campaigner, and he raises the bat at start number 100. I'll be listening intently with Peter O'Neill with his thoughts on that race. He loves tipping a dog at milestone numbers, 50 and 100 and the like, so I'm sure there'll be a bit of love there from Pete for a ripping Tomahawk. Beautifully done, Shane. I appreciate your time as always. Good luck with all your runners over the upcoming weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Shorty. I just wanted to give a bit of a plug to Cody and Brittany on their beautiful success in WA. I was here in the Box 1 restaurant, Shorty, and we all went up as one cheering for Cody. It was so good to see. Very good job he's done with that dog, and yeah, he deserves every accolade he gets. And I also just wanted to give a quick mention to Natalie Marshall, Shorty. She had 3 winners on Monday at Northam. She's a very young trainer in our game, and I love to see the young people succeed. They're the future of our sport. So well done, Natalie, on your treble on Monday.
Yeah, beautifully done. Good shout-outs there for Cody, who has had a good run. So many people showing their love and support for Cody and Brittany and Sades to Neil. And well done to Natalie. That was some performance with a small team there on Monday. Beautifully done. The Shane Train Williams this morning here on Tab Radio on Great Greys. They're a minute away from the first here at Bendigo, punters. Damien Oliver, of course, announcing his retirement. He teams up with a fave here in the first in 5 rings. Northam later on tonight. I must admit it's a very challenging program, punters. Not super keen. Drilled down, I thought, race 8, number 1, Abbey Keeping, and maybe each way, race 12, number 2, Rona's Rocket might be worth a little something for that program there tonight. That brings to a close Great Greys on this Thursday. Thanks so much for your company, and a huge thanks as always to Matty McDermott, dominating as always there in the TAB radio studios. Good luck filling up the pockets, and also enjoying your Thursday upcoming. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning from 9 o'clock with Chasing Winners. Matty, back to you, mate.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.